The first thing for me was the anxiety and the pressure of providing for my family.
The catch and a huge lick put on by Erik Harris.
My dad wasn't around, and I saw the struggles my mom went through. For me at a young age, growing up with a single mother household, it was, having those men role models in my life was really important to me. For me, it's just, the team sport of it, and just became a little more natural for me. And not to mention it just, the camaraderie that we have in the locker room. I had more offers for track, but we chose Cal because it was a competitive school in the D2 level, right? And so we heard great things about it. They were a powerhouse at D2, so my mom wrote that letter, heartfelt letter, and I became a preferred walk-on. My mom was actually working at one of the plants, so she was like, kind of gave me the in with one of her bosses. So I did my orientation. Everybody has their different job and roles or whatever. So I kind of asked around, like, what's a corn mixer? And everybody's like, man, it's the worst job in the building. And I found out it was the worst job. But for me, I've never been a quitter, and I just kind of sucked it up that summer and did the job. In 110-degree heat. Jeans on, above 600-degree ovens, and it was a lot, 11-hour days. So for me, it put in perspective what my mom really went through. So I went back to school after the potato chip factory to finish up my degree. I had two semesters ago. That winter break came around, found out I was having twins, right? So we had that conversation, and my wife, at the time, she was like, yeah, they see 2, possibly 3. Man, I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Pretty much spring came around, and I gave it one shot. I already did a tryout for an arena team and the CFL team. That didn't work out. So I'm like, hey, this last go around, paid $80, drove up to Buffalo, New York. They called me like in 2 days. Hey, I'm Sean Burke with the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Like, send you over a contract, look over with your agent. I'm like, man, I'm going to the library and printing it off. I'm not looking at it over with anybody. I'm signing this thing, and yeah. So that's how that kind of went down. From that day on, I just worried about what I could do. Preseason plan panned out for me. Unfortunately, people got hurt. It provided an opportunity for me, and I made plays in the preseason. Even with that being said, when cuts came, I thought I was still getting cut because my roommate didn't get the call, and I did. They're like, hey, come meet us down at the lobby. I'm like, man, I'm going home. But they kind of told me, like, hey, like, we don't have a spot on the roster, but we can't cut you. Will you want to be on the practice squad? I said yes. So we go for the first week. It was day one. We had practice. We go back to the facility. Guy is like, hey, I want to talk to you after practice. I'm like, man, I didn't make it to the whole week, so I'm going to get cut. He's like, hey, we're going to activate you. From there, I was activated, more of a special teams guy. Now, people got hurt. Whenever people got hurt, I filled in, made plays, and, that was pretty much all she wrote. For me, it's just being that role model for the guys on the field, situational football, and then real life conversations. Sometimes those conversations get deep in the locker room, and I just feel like sometimes that's what those guys need. Sometimes they just need somebody to listen to them and talk to them. Whether you're religious or not, for me, I had faith in God that everything was always going to plan out. Where you can just have faith in yourself that, hey, whatever goals I have, I can keep pushing forward because there's a purpose for me in my life. So pretty much, like, my brand right here represents the 3 nails and the having faith, because every time I share my story, it's about having faith. For me, Scripture says everything, and we talk a lot about history and stuff like that, and if you read Scripture, a lot of it's history and stuff that you can apply to your life today. So it's always just a word of encouragement, man, for people to just keep going and keep pushing in life. For me, it wasn't about the stats. It was about people hearing my journey and seeing that it is possible if you continue to push forward and just believe in yourself.